I did not realize that my video was more than 15 minutes until I went to export it, and I also learned that I couldn't upload videos longer than 15 minutes yet. I will keep this in mind for the future. Here's part 2 of the renovation. We start in Anya's apartment. Enjoy to her apartment. I do the bathroom first. Shower tub combo, toilet sink. All easy and simple. When I can't find a spot for the towels, I try to hang them on the door. I've yet to try to see if this blocks it in or not. I went a little complex with the headboard. I used upper cabinets and a couple of shelves that I sized up. The square block shelves are to stop the clipping from the bed going into it, and the middle ones aren't necessary, but they snap together and I like them there. I may end up hiding some of Anya's trinkets in them later. I have tested the bed and it does work. I used the one more slot please mod to add photos and candles to the shelves to finish out the headboard. I really like how it came out. I moved to her kitchenette. She doesn't need to be able to cook in here, and since she's a ghost I'm not even sure if I could lock her in here if I wanted to, but I want her to be able to live here without having to leave, and since the fridges have shared inventory, she can do that. Little living area next. Just enough room here for her and Tam to have late-night cuddle sessions on the couch when he rousts from the crypt. I finish up in this area with flooring and paint. I keep the kitchen separate by using a tiled paint option and a column. Which meant I had to, once again, move the windows. I work on the entryway after that and add window coverings, which wraps up the bulk of Anya's apartment. Speaking of Anya, we'll get to hear from her right after we're done watching the apartment get furnished.
I've spent years building this family, this legacy, and it's satisfying to see it all coming together. I love my apartment. It gives me a bit of privacy without pulling me too far from everyone. I get to watch my grandchildren grow up, see Blythe find her strength again, and witness Bridget continue to shine. This house isn't just a home, it's the future. I'll admit though, I was worried when Bridget just ordered the home to be bulldozed without talking to any of us. Now I'm glad she did it. It's nice that her floor plan included potential children as well as enough room for her sister and her children. I love that this house is getting full and hope to host another wedding very soon.
This was the point where I remember that Blythe is an athlete and needed gym equipment. So I add it to the studio. Then I start on her room. I remember that she likes the color blue. So I build her an entertainment center because these 2 rooms will be Blythe's part of the house for herself and her family. I may end up even turning the whole area into an apartment for her, but, for now, this will work. I really love this modular furniture. Just, like with the couches, I wish there were more color options. I wonder if designating Anya's apartment and then converting these rooms to an actual apartment would add more annoyance or fun chaos to my legacy. Speaking of chaos, see how this area didn't stay a bookshelf. Getting the custom paintings and scribbles out of the family inventory has me jumping all over the house. When I bring the stool Beckett made in high school while working on her badges, I realized I wanted more than a money safe but a whole room to store heirlooms and other trinkets made by my Sims. I also include a wall of pictures of Bridget. These were for her portfolio, but she can start uploading them and selling them to help keep her fame up. Next I add in displays and counters with the shelves so that I can have plenty of space for trinkets. I really look forward to exploring the heirloom feature in future generations, and this gives me space to store stuff that I don't use in the house that can be willed away when my Sims die. Skipping up to Charlotte's room. I used this bed as the inspiration for the whole room. I give her the bat toy of course, and then I get frustrated with the toy box options but settle for this one in black. I attempt to change it a couple of times though. I gave her a little seating area with a table. Often when I play I'll just put food onto the table in the toddlers' rooms or in their inventory and let them eat like that because the high chairs are so glitchy. Then I move down to Blythe's twins' room. Before finding the blanket and remembering that I had a plan for it. So I put that where I wanted it and go back to Blythe's room to add photos. I realize I wasn't done in here at all, so I focus in on it and get her photos placed all over the room. She had a well-rounded social life as a kid and maintains most of those relationships even into her middle age. So she has a lot of pictures of herself with her friends. I add in sporty-like decor and a seating area to her room so she has a spot to entertain or just unwind without being in Bridget or Anya's way. I feel like this gives her a sense of independence while still living in the legacy home.
When I lost Lorio and Alex, Bridget was off doing her competition and couldn't be reached, so my being here was a surprise to her. I didn't know if I'd adjust to being back here, because Bridget is the heir. It's supposed to be her house. I'm so glad she chose to include me and my twins in the rebuild. The twins have their own little haven, and the gym? Thank the Watcher for the gym. I need something to keep me sane while juggling all of this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my life, if I'll ever date again, but I do know that I'm very happy in my little piece of this house, and am very grateful to my family for being here for me.
Moving back into the twins' room. I wanted to keep this space gender neutral but still give it color, so I went with black and white checkered carpeting and then colorful accents. These beds end up getting changed. I decide to just use the potty chair in here for now and will upgrade to a normal toilet when the twins age up. I just want them to be able to have a place to be bathed, as the bathroom across the hall just has a shower and it's not fun to share a bathtub with toddlers. I don't put a whole lot in here because I know that they're going to have to grow into the room, but I give them plenty enough to keep toddlers occupied on days where they can't go play on the playground. A toy box, playhouse, and they also have tablets in their personal inventories. I quickly finish up the bathroom Charlotte will be using. It's one of the shared bathrooms. There are 2 bedrooms with bathrooms up here. She may end up changing rooms as she ages up to one with a private bath, or she may continue to share this bathroom. It really depends on how many kids Bridget ends up having. I change the color on the walls to something that suits my mood better at the time. Then I pop back down to the twins' room to add night lights. I come across the activity table and chose to add that to the playground. While there, I see a large lump in the sand, so I fix that. I add the robot vacuum to each floor next. Back up in Anya's apartment, I realize I need to add some more to it because it just looks so empty. So I add a garbage can and a bookshelf, which helps. Bridget's room has frames that need filled. I had placed these photos on the wall and remembered that I did that part, but was unsure which wall I put them on until this moment. So I moved them to the inventory because it's been working so far when pictures were put there when I moved things while building, so I trusted it for this long. Here's where I realized this looks stupid and needs the half walls, which also means I needed to move these walls to be on an exterior wall. It just looks better this way. I also realized that you've already seen Charlotte's room done by this point, but the video somehow got out of order while I was editing. I guess I probably shouldn't drink mimosas while editing. I won't be finishing these rooms in this video because nobody will be in them for the time being. So we're back in Blythe's rooms. I'm doing her bathroom. I want her to have a nice soaking tub but also a shower because she's an athlete and needs to get clean, but also will have achy muscles that need soaks. So I have her something a little creative despite the small space. I think using the platform bases as tables looks really nice in snug situations like this. I use it when I am unsure of what to do with a given tile between spaces. Usually these little triangle spaces get this treatment in my builds. And with that, I wrap up this build tour. I hope you enjoyed it.